These are the new $300 F50 Pluses, and today I'm going to give my full and honest opinion on whether or not they're worth the money. For starters, the box is probably the lamest box I've ever seen. All they have is just that F50 logo right there, and the rest is just a black cardboard box. And not only that, this thing clearly wasn't taken care of. I mean, I know it wasn't Adidas's fault. More soccer.com's, but that's fine. It's not really about the box, but what's on the inside. So for starters, we have a plastic shoehorn, which I mean, it's a cool touch for laceless cleats, but to be honest, nobody actually uses that. And getting into the bag, it's a pretty cool drawstring bag. It's pretty standard. It's got the F50 Plus there, and it's got red, white, and blue colors. So it's pretty cool. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Now getting into the actual shoes. These things are insane looking. So for starters, they're, you know, laceless. They have a very seamless design from the knitted material to the synthetic over here, which I just think looks beautiful. And they have the F50 logo on the side. And the skin, honestly, it feels pretty crazy. Like going with it this way, super smooth. And then it's really abrasive going across the top of the cleat like that. And it's even grittier on the inside where you'd be passing the ball. And I'm not sure if this is on the other F50s, but they have this sprint web. I'm guessing these are kind of for speed. And then if you guys can see right there, it says Light Strike Pro, and that's what separates these from the regular laceless F50s to the F50 Pluses. I know it's kind of confusing, but literally I think this is the only difference. And I think what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to add like extra cushion for when you're playing, so they might be more comfortable. Honestly, I really don't know if it's effective, but it's kind of an interesting concept. Maybe we'll be seeing more stuff, more innovative stuff like this from Adidas in the future. And when we flip it over on the bottom, this thing actually has a really cool sole plate. So we have like a pearly white bottom, and then the studs are actually kind of interesting. So in the back we have 4 oval ones, and then it has like these extra little stud things right there. And then when we move up to the forefoot, it's got like 2 different levels. So it has these 2 in the middle here, and then this little toe spike. And then on the outside, it has kind of more rounded studs than the ones in the back. So it's pretty interesting. I could see how these would be really grippy, really good for firm ground. And when we flip it over on the inside here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a really thick like heel counter here. And I think that's just for cushion. And there's also some grip on the inside, so that way it locks your heel in a lot better. And pulling out the insole, this thing is pretty basic. I mean, it's got the F50 Plus there, and then some holes in it for some reason, maybe for some breathability, I'm not too sure. But overall, it's pretty standard. And the F50 Elites, they actually have like a second pair of insoles. I don't know why these ones didn't come with it. They're worth a lot more, so I'd assume that they'd have all the amenities that the other ones do. But unfortunately, they don't. So the overall design of this shoe is honestly beautiful. One of the better designs that I've seen in a long time. But something that is super important, especially for a speed boot like this, is the weight. But here, I'm just gonna show you guys real quick. All right, for a speed boot, like anything that is under 200 grams, I would consider like really light. And you guys can see the scale's zeroed out. We have it in grams. And they weigh 176 grams, which is honestly insanely light, which I think comes out to be about like 7 ounces. You guys will never catch me using the plastic shoehorn when I'm actually putting these things on. Because, you know, it's just kind of a waste to be like, hold up, you know, I got to look for my little plastic shoehorn. I don't even know how you use this thing properly. Like, I don't know, maybe put your foot in the back. And then I know you're supposed to like hold it like this. And that's supposed, I guess, like, yeah, that helps-ish. But why, when you could just go like this? Achieve the same thing. So far, they honestly feel like they're gonna fit big. So if I'm wearing like street shoes, I'll get like, well, who am I kidding? I'll wear an 8.5, I'll cram my foot into an 8.5. You know, it's all just personal preference, but because I'm a soccer player, I like to cram my foot like a half a size or a size down. So that just kind of bled over into my regular shoes. Like I'll just cram them into a smaller size. But these are 8.5s. Sorry, I'm just like blabbering, but these ones are 8.5s, and they actually feel decently like big. I would say like my toe is right at the end, but especially for laceless cleats, like I want these suckers to be tight. Like I don't want them coming off or have a chance of even like shifting my foot when I'm playing in them. Cause like that laceless is kind of a sketchy game. You know, at least with lace cleats, if they're a little bit big, at least the laces to secure them down that extra amount. So that way you won't have to worry about it. But with laceless, You know, if they don't fit right, if they're loose, there's no way to fix that except for sending them back and getting a new pair. But let's see how they feel. Ooh, you can feel that like squishy foam in there, which actually is kind of nice. Like I tried these things on at my house and I was really skeptical because I was like, oh shoot, they're super stiff. Like they're gonna be really rough. Because like if you have really stiff cleats, when you bend your foot like this, the cleat's more likely to like pop off your heel. But honestly, these are like not too bad. Gosh, I don't know if you guys can even see me that well, but so far they are pretty dang good. One thing I really like about them is when you're on your toes, you can really feel that extra squish. Although that does add a little bit of height to you. Because when I'm a soccer player, I want my feet to be as close to the ground as possible, so that way I have the best feel on the ball. Comfort wise, I feel like I could jog around in these for a while and not have any issues getting blisters or whatever once they get broken in though, because you know that's a big thing for cleats. But overall, I'd probably give the comfort of these cleats at like a 9. Looks, I would give a 10. Like especially them being laceless, they look so clean. They killed it with like the colorway and the design of the upper and the sole plate. Oh, just that pearl sole plate is just a masterpiece. So I think that's great. So I'd give that like a 10. But for the durability of these things, I'm honestly not too sure how good they're gonna be. I could see like the Light Strike Pro thing. I could see it kind of like detaching from the base plate there, which could be unfortunate. So that could be an issue, but I honestly don't know because I won't try these things long enough to know how long they're gonna last. All right, for my final verdict on these cleats, I would say the price is awful, but the design is beautiful. Comfort is really good. Price sucks. What else is there? Grip is really good. So overall, I'd probably give these things an 8 out of 10. And truthfully, I wouldn't buy these cleats for 300 bucks, maybe for like 200, but 300 is just out of the question. So if you guys wanted to wait for like a used pair and get them on sale, I would, but personally, I would not spend $300 on a pair of cleats. But that's honestly your guys' call. Let me know if you do end up getting these things and if they are worth the $300 price tag, but I honestly don't think any cleat is worth $300. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.